nation, and it's about to get worse. One of the nation's largest grid operators, PJM Interconnection, just reported that fossil fuel plants are shutting down, leading to energy imbalances that could plague the country with shortages and blackouts. It's so bad that the U.S. Department of Energy just announced $1 billion of financing to support the upgrade and expansion of the U.S.'s electric grid. Now, the government's timeline stretches all the way out to 2030. That's when they plan to add all the necessary wind, solar, and battery storage to the grid. But the company I'm about to share with you is working much faster than that. They just finished developing a plasma prototype that can tunnel through rock at speeds of up to 600 meters per day, reworking the U.S. electric grid down to its core, literally. This prototype was just approved as field ready, meaning you have to act fast if you want a piece, because this company is closing its doors to everyday investors on April 21st. But my team is talking one-on-one with these guys, and they're reserving a piece of their shares, which are currently going for just $4.38 for you. Until midnight on April 20th, you're guaranteed early access to this deal. After that, you'll be up against the institutional players. I'm talking about the private equity firms, the hedge funds, and all the other big buyers willing to spend a fortune on this company. Because they're not dumb. They know that the electric grid is in dire need of improvement. This company could be the solution we need. And the smart money, we know, always moves fast. Now you can see why Forbes is calling this the single most promising investment of 2023. That's why I'm reaching out today. So you have ample time to get in before April 21st. Listen, I've placed bets that made millions off a single move in the market. And today's company is the number one name you should have on your radar. I've recorded a full report, due diligence included, where I break down this company, doing all necessary research and asking the questions for you. Very few investors have seen what I'm about to show you. Hang tight, and I'll make sure you're directed to a secure page so I can show you the rest.
Let me introduce you to the man who calls it all, the world's #1 investment expert for uncertain times, Shah Gilani. Shah, thank you for being here today.
It's my pleasure, Megan. Thank you for having me.
Now, folks, in a few minutes, we're going to break down everything you need to know about the companies Shah has found for you. The risks, the potential rewards, even real-world demonstrations of their groundbreaking products in action. Everything you need to know if you want to get in on the ground floor of what Shah believes are once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. But before we get started, Shah, I have got to say you are one of the most prolific investors and analysts I've ever met. You've shown people how to make money in every corner of the market. You've covered stocks, you've covered options. When you were a market maker on the floor of the Chicago Board of Options Exchange, you actually helped create the VIX, a key index that controls billions of dollars in trading volume. And now you're diving into one of the most lucrative categories on the planet, the billionaire's reserve market. By that, we mean speculative investments in tiny private companies before they IPO. Shah, you're obviously a genius at this. You see trends no one else can spot. So why this market? Why now?
The first thing you've got to understand about me, Megan, is I have no loyalty to any class of investments. I'm not a stock guy per se. I'm not an options guy per se. I'm a money guy. I have two rules. Number one, there's always a place to make money. And two, don't invest $1 unless you think it can do $1 million. Right now, you can't do that with stocks. You can't do that with real estate. The money's in the billionaire's reserve market. Just look at Hopper. They came out of the billionaire's reserve market on October 11th of 2019. At the time, the entire company was worth $3.1 million. February of 2020, they were worth $40 million.
That's 12x growth in just 4 months.
And they just kept going from $40 million in February to $244 million in June. Then that December, they were at $1.48 billion. That means they 12x, then they 6x, then they 6x again, all in 14 months. That's more than 47,000% growth in just over a year.
That's incredible.
Now, the incredible thing is they still weren't done. That July, less than 2 years after they first hit the billionaires reserve market, they were worth $7.6 billion.
We ran the numbers on that amazing increase before we started recording this interview. In 21 months, those reserve market investors saw the value of the company shoot up by more than 246,000%.
Yes, that's exactly correct.
So if I had put just $900 into that deal, my piece of the company would be worth over $2 million today?
No, because Wall Street and Silicon Valley wouldn't have let you in on that deal. Sorry to say, you're probably not rich enough. To get into that deal, you'd have to invest at least $100,000. That's what makes the opportunities we're talking about today so absolutely incredible. These are tiny companies with groundbreaking products, almost unlimited upside that anyone can invest in. Now, that's not the norm. I'm about to show you the inner workings of a market that creates billionaires.
In that case, let's dive right in. Give our viewers the chance to decide for themselves if we're right about the potential here. So tell us about your first deal.
This one's a game changer. Their smallest market, which I predict their tech will own in the next 12 months, is worth $6.2 billion a year. From there, the sky's the limit because they're already testing their tech in markets that are 40 times that size. One of those markets is $65 billion a year. Another is $195 billion a year market. That's just two verticals. You go across the board, every industry they're going to touch, you easily get into the trillions of dollars.
Well, we'll talk about those numbers in a second. And Shah, you're predicting this company is going to make boatloads of money.
I have no doubts about that. Unless you understand the difference this product is going to make in people's lives, you'll never believe me when I lay out the upside. So I have a question. It's a little bit weird, but bear with me. I'm going somewhere with it. And that somewhere involves a lot of money. Can you imagine lying face down on a specially built bed 22 hours a day, every day for years? Because in 2010, you were in an accident, your spine was injured, you were paralyzed below the neck. And if you're not strapped into a chair, you can't support the weight of your body.
That's horrible.
What's horrible is that for a man named Michael who lives in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, there is no imagining it because it happened to him. He's 50 years old. In 2010, his neck was broken in an accident. Since then, his life has been face down on a table. Now, there are a couple of tools out there to help people like Michael, but in my opinion, they're pretty horrible. If you don't have hands to work a joystick, do you know what the current solution is to control an electric wheelchair?
I don't.
It's called a tongue drive, and it's exactly what it sounds like. There's a joystick they put in your mouth. You move it with your tongue. They're uncomfortable, undignified, and they're not hygienic.
That sounds terrible. But where are you going with this?
What if I told you that the first reserve market company we're looking at today made all that obsolete? Instead, you put in a pair of earbuds, just like these, and you can control a wheelchair or a laptop or anything else with an onboard computer and a Bluetooth connection.
So you're saying someone like Michael could just put in a pair of earbuds and those earbuds could be used to control a wheelchair?
Not could be used, Megan, have been used. Michael has used a set of revolutionary earbuds created by this reserve market company to do it. And so have we. Let me show you a quick video.
You can see me in the wheelchair. I'm on a tennis court outside the company's facility in Pennsylvania. I've got the earbuds in my ears. And look, the chair goes anywhere I want. I want to go left, it goes left. I want to go right, it goes right. And you can see no hand gestures or verbal commands. Anywhere I look, it goes.
That's really incredible. Tell me, how are the earbuds doing that? What's exactly letting you control the chair?
We can dive into the technical stuff in a second, but let's try this. Put your pinky finger in your ear. Now, if you're watching at home, you can try this too. Now, open your mouth. Close it. Blink. Move your eyebrows. See how your finger can feel each of those movements? How they're each different and distinct?
Yes, I can feel it.
Well, those movements are what the earpiece is picking up, just on a much smaller level. It's feeling what are called micro expressions, little jaw clenches or eyebrow movements. They're so small you don't even notice them in the video, but each one is associated with a different command for the chair.
So that's how you tell it to turn or stop.
Yes, the earbuds are tracking eye and head movements. They've got a little gyroscope in there.
It can tell if you're looking left or right. So wherever you look, the chair goes. If you tilt your head back, it stops. If you nod your chin down, it goes forward.
Which really must be life-changing for anyone with these problems. For someone like Michael, it really is a new world in a tiny little box.
And there's more. The earbuds can also let you control a mouse that can move a cursor. That means he can type and use a computer for the first time in decades.
So anything you can do over the internet, he'll now be able to do. Order groceries, play games, stream shows.
He's actually going to be able to work for the first time in decades. He's got a job already lined up at a real estate office because everything can be done over the computer. And for the first time since his accident, he'll be able to work a computer without any help.
And everything you're showing us here, it all works right now.
The wheelchair is 100% functional right now. In fact, the company just signed a deal with one of the largest electric wheelchair companies in the world. The earbud control tech is being integrated into their wheelchairs. As soon as that integration work is done, this is going to be on the market.
Health startups like this can see awesome growth numbers. This is all in the analysis you gave me. AliveCore was founded in 2011 to help people who suffered strokes. They started at $9.5 million valuation. Today, they're worth $515 million. TidaCare has grown from $4.1 million in 2012 to over $100 million today. Komodo Health was worth $8 million in 2015. They're worth $3.3 billion today. That's more than a 40,000% gain.
And Megan, we've only touched on what this little company's technology can do. The electric wheelchair market is worth $6.17 billion a year. The entire disabled assistance market is $65 billion a year. Do I think they're going to dominate those markets? Sure, absolutely. Their solution is cheaper, faster, better than anything out there. But they only started with that disabled market because of Michael. He's good friends with the scientists who invented the earbuds. They were designed specifically to help him live a better life. So they have a human motivation to help him and other people in his situation. But that's not where they're going to make their money. Think about the market for a better human-machine interface, a device that can take your thoughts and turn it into a command for a computer or a robot or a machine without hand gestures or verbal commands. It's almost limitless.
That's a big claim.
And it's one I don't make lightly. But look at where the smartest, most successful investors in the world are putting their money right now. Elon Musk, Sam Altman, they're all going in on this space in a very big way.
And by the way, folks, if you don't know who Sam Altman is, he's one of the best tech investors on the planet. He's the former president of Y Combinator, the most successful incubator for tech startups in history. At the age of 36, he's already worth more than $250 million. And Shaw, you're saying he's got money in this space?
That's right. He's got a ton invested in a company called Neuralink. It's a company that's trying to create an implantable microchip, one that would actually require neurosurgery to put it in, to let you control a computer with your mind. But here's the thing. Everything Neuralink wants to be able to do in a 5-year timeline, you can already do with these earbuds. Neuralink wants hands-free, voice-free control of robotic arm. But let me show you another video. This is back at their headquarters in Pennsylvania. Watch the arm. It's going to go left. It's going to go right. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. Hand open, hand closed. And it's not my voice doing it. You can see I don't talk. I don't use my hands. I've got total control of that robotic arm. Neuralink wants to be able to drive a vehicle. You've already seen me do that, just using these earbuds and tiny changes to my facial expressions. Neuralink wants you to be able to type. You can type with these. We're talking about being years ahead on functionality. And the market has already told us what that functionality is worth. Right now, Neuralink is worth $2.1 billion. The company we're looking at today is on the reserve market at $50 million.
I don't understand. How could it possibly be so low?
Because no one knows about them, at least not yet. For the last few years, they've been heads down developing the tech and their team. Instead of chasing press, they've been chasing patents. This earbud is protected by more than 20 different international patents. Everything from the earbud itself to the software to the applications. They were all developed in-house by this team over the last few years. And every one of them is protected by a different patent.
So everything that this company has built is patented. That's a huge store of value. If what you're saying is true, no one else can replicate this technology anywhere else in the world. That's worth, I don't know, a lot.
Exactly. This funding round should be the last chance, maybe the only chance to get in before this company blows up. If it just goes to market value, just goes to